Hello and welcome to day 32 of the 64 Days of Peace and Nonviolence. This is a program from agnt.org. I'm Sadie from All Natural Me. I decided to promote it this year, and the thought for today is patience. So that's what we're going to kind of talk about today. It took me a long time to get around today, to get online, and I just kept on laughing like, oh, that's because the thought for today is patience. So, you go downstairs and this needs done, that needs done. How do you react? You don't. You use patience, and then you can get into your peaceful place, and then instead of reacting, you can respond. So good morning, welcome. The thought for today is patience. This is everything that I'm going to read to you today is on allnaturalme.com. It's a program from agnt.org. I just thought it'd be a good idea to promote it this year. We're halfway through officially. So it sort of activates my oh, wow, we're only halfway through. Okay. Activate patience. So good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. YouTube gave me a notification that now your comments might be played in the replay. So just FYI. Periscope, you are already used to that. So the thought for today is patience. According to the farm activist Cesar Chavez, he said, nonviolence is not non-action. It is hard work. It is the patience to win. So when your plans seem delayed, choose to be patient by recognizing ways that you can constructively use this time to support your goal. By practicing patience, we can respond rather than react. And by doing so, stay centered and at peace. So I like that. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. I like the idea of instead of just reacting, flying off the handle, we do take time to get into that peaceful, centered, grounded place, and then we can respond. Then we can constructively use our time, to our advantage. I used to not be a very patient person, so I really tried to make intentions to be patient. And it's kind of funny, but knitting really helped me when I was being socially impatient. You're stuck somewhere, you have to wait for somebody. I would always have knitting with me in my bag. And then I would just be like, well, I guess I have to wait, so I guess I have to knit. So patience and passion both come from a Latin word meaning to suffer or endure. So I guess maybe that's why it was so terrible for me. Whenever we practice patience, cheerfully bearing with somebody who is irascible means they're easily angered, or enduring discomfort rather than imposing it on others, we are embracing those principles and creating an opportunity to model nonviolence. So patience is very important. More patient people could equal more patient or more peaceful people, right? Yeah, patience is a virtue for sure, Charles. There is only one way to create a nonviolent world, and that is by being nonviolent ourselves. So it truly is, if you want it in the world, then you need to be it first. You need to be it yourself. So today I will look for opportunities to practice patience. I don't even have to look for them. I swear they just come finding me all the time. So in a situation where there is friction, and I would like to see what everyone thinks about this statement. In a situation where there is friction, rather than run away, I will move closer to the core of the conflict and look for a nonviolent solution. When I read that, I wasn't exactly sure if I agreed with that or not. It says, in a situation where there is friction, rather than run away, I will move closer to the core of the conflict and look for a nonviolent solution. That's not usually what I do, but that's an idea. Usually I don't get involved. Like if the kids are fighting, I let them figure it out. But I like maybe the idea of staying and anchoring peace, or staying and giving off that vibration of calmness, of patience, of light. Maybe that would help infuse the situation, and then help people come on their own terms to find a nonviolent solution. Charles says, I like to be in the middle and find a way to bring both sides together. Good. We need more mediators. So here's a Chinese proverb. If you are patient in one moment of anger, you will escape 100 days of sorrow. So that's an old Chinese proverb. If you are patient in one moment of anger, you will escape 100 days of sorrow. I like that. Yes, unconditional love equals patience. Yeah. So the desire for immediate relief or gratification can be compelling and seductive. However, today I remind myself that a moment of patience may forestall a lifetime of regret. And I can definitely relate to that. You're just in the moment, and instead of thinking about it, you just react and you say something that you just can't pull back fast enough. And then, you just wish that you wouldn't have said that. So it really only takes one moment of patience, and then we can really escape 100 days of. And if you like, in a situation where there is friction, rather than run away, move closer to the core of the conflict and look for a nonviolent solution. So anyways, that's the short version. Now, if you'd like to stay and go deeper with Gandhi, that's the next segment. Yeah. Oh, that's so interesting, Charles. I play music around my plants all the time, and talk to them, and I'm very prone to just singing. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you. All right. So Gandhi's going to, of course, take us in a little different of a direction. M.K. Gandhi said, here's his quote for day 32. But no one has a right to coerce others to act according to his own view of truth. So we kind of just keep, we're staying in the same theme with Gandhi. These view of truths. I have my truth, you have your truth. Essentially, they're all opinions. And he's saying no one has the right to coerce others to act according to his view of truth. So, in today's world, it appears that opinions screamed loudly enough, violently enough, and often enough begin to pass for truth. A whole industry has grown up around this idea. It's called talk radio or the news, right? Anymore, it's like, you just think if people just keep pushing their opinion, pushing, they think that eventually it's going to begin to pass for truth. Nothing we can do, no matter how loudly, how vehemently, or how often we shout them, can make them truth. They will forever remain opinion. No matter how many people accept them as truth, they are opinions. So this kind of is like what divides and conquers us every day as a society. People are just arguing for their opinions all the time. So in every case, in all circumstances, everyone has the right to choice, including the right to what opinions are held. No matter how vehemently we try to coerce others to accept our version of truth, it will ultimately be shown to be merely opinion. Right? So history is filled with this lesson. So asked what the Pope would think about a decision he had made, Stalin is said to have replied, "The Pope? How many divisions does the Pope have?" Or something like that. He said something like that. So of course, when I read this morning, I thought to myself, don't get me started about the Pope. But that's my opinion, I guess. So Stalin and the system of government he helped create is gone. The Pope remains. Sadie, just let it go. The militant extremes of Nazi Germany, the extremism of communism, racial extremism in the US and other countries, all have fallen from public favor. They have done so because no matter how violent the coercion may have been, ultimately they will fail. They will fail because they were the opinions of a few imposed upon the many. So they also fail because the actions taken to oppose them upon the many ultimately turn people against them. And why else did they fail, right? They weren't really heart-centered. So all of this stuff that's being imposed upon people that isn't heart-centered, this is my own input, will ultimately fail. So on a deeper, more fundamental plane, however, ultimately there is a right action that will always occur. The right action will ultimately enforce itself upon creation, no matter how temporary or what temporary appearance may seem to prevail. So Gandhi, he's taken us down deep, isn't he? When we attempt to impose our will, our opinions on others through coercion and the force of violence, we will fail. So you just can't, I mean, people, it's like on both sides, you cannot force your opinion on other people. Right action will always assert itself in the end. In all our actions, seeking to know what right action is, seeking to know what is the right action, that should always guide us. When viewed through the lens of nonviolence in everything we think, say, and do. It will reveal itself and lead to that which serves all, harms none, and heals the world. So that was a big sentence. When we try to do the right thing, that's what we talked about yesterday. When we try to be guided by right action, like that's like a different way that I say, like when I say, like, please let me be guided for my highest good and the highest good of the all. I guess that's right action, right? Whatever is in the best interest of the highest good of the all. When we are guided by that, it will reveal itself and it will lead us and, to what serves the all, harms none, and heals the world. So yes, guidance. Hi, Merle. Yeah, there is a lot of judgment right now. Charles is bringing up being judged by color. I mean, there's so many opinions, right? And these issues that are just coming up to divide us, coming up, just to keep us fighting, basically. And they do it all the time. Which one do you like, this one or that one, right? And then these two people they fight. Yeah. So affirmative practice today. I will meditate on right action. So maybe I haven't really thought about it before. So today the affirmative practice is I will meditate on right action. Today, before I attempt to change the beliefs of another, I will ask myself, am I attempting to force my beliefs onto someone? You kind of have to just always be aware of where you're at, because even though we know we shouldn't push our beliefs and opinions on others, we probably do. So is this really right action? Just ask yourself today, is this in the highest good of the all? Okay, this is the path of nonviolence. So that's it, you guys. Get your brains, I guess, thinking about something. Today is day 32, patience. I think it's funny that the halfway point of this very long program, it's 64 days. I think it's hilarious that at the very halfway point, it is patience. Is that funny to you? That's funny to me. Because I always want to quit. Every day I want to quit. So the fact that it's like, oh, we're only halfway through, I want to quit. Sadie, patience. So anyways, oh my gosh, you guys are all welcome here. Thank you so much for all. Thank you for your just your company and your energy and your involvement. Thank you so very, very much. Today, one more affirmation to end the broadcast. Today, I will send a kind, anonymous message to someone. So that's like your bonus work. If you want to do something else, today I will send a kind, anonymous message to someone. And definitely today I will look for opportunities to practice patience, right? Get into that peaceful, grounded, stable place, that patient place. And then you can respond with nonviolence instead of reacting with violence or harsh words, right? Yeah. Hey, thank you very much. Now, once again, this is a program from agnt.org. So that's why I'm trying to keep Sadie out of it a little bit. I'm just kind of reading it. I'm posting it on All Natural Me. I don't want to force my opinion on anybody because you don't maybe want to know what I think about to the Pope. So those will save my opinion for my Hangout lives and all my other broadcasts. But these 64 days of peace and nonviolence, this is agnt.org's program. I've been doing it for 10 years. I started out doing it just as something to include in our homeschool program, like vocabulary and values, right? But after a decade, I still am doing it because I still see that I can always improve upon myself as a person and being more nonviolent. So I know both ends of that stick. I know peace and I know violence, and I know that we are all capable of both. So it doesn't matter where you're at in your life. If you feel like you're more of a violent person, you have the potential for peace. And if you're like me, pretty much peaceful right now, I know that I got to keep myself in check because I always have the ability to react. And I don't want to react, I want to respond. All right, you guys. So thank you so very, very much. Yeah, thank you. It's my sons. Okay, you guys, thank you so very, very much. And so much love to you. Have a beautiful day. Periscope, Twitter. Peace out. And YouTube, I love you. You're my favorites. Peace out to you. I'll see you again tomorrow morning, early, because I got to work. All right, see you guys.